Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking. That means a lot to you guys. Keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. Wow. Okay, that was for me one of the best merge episodes I've ever seen. And it was really all because of one man and one man only, and that's Gabler.
Chad Gabler.
Gabler makes that episode completely. Makes that episode, and without Gabler, this episode's a lot more boring. This is absolutely fantastic gameplay. Gabler takes out who I was absolutely convinced was the winner of the season. You literally could not. It was anybody else, and Gabler just completely destroyed her. It was hilarious to watch. We can talk about if it was a good move or a bad move long term, but what is not questionable is that was a fantastic move as far as the entertainment value of it goes. That was fantastic to watch, and I see you changed your profile pics, guy. Do you want to talk about your thoughts on the episode?
Well, it kind of cuts it out, but it says I prayed for times like these, like the GOAT Michael Jordan said, "Goat to goat talk" right there. I mean, Gabler just did everything like everyone's intrusive thoughts think about on Survivor. I swear, like he did not care. He was immune. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna absolutely wreak havoc on everyone. He said like he did not care. He was like, oh yeah, I slipped my back. And then Ellie had the audacity to be like, "Oh no, I didn't." Like, yes, you did. Stop trying to pretend like everyone knows. So everyone knows, and Gabler just like, well, someone did, and then he doubles down on it to Janine. He doesn't go back on his word. He keeps doing it, and he gets his way. At the end of the day, Gabler got what he wanted to do. He got it done. He's the GOAT. This is why,
it's funny. She was like lying to herself in her own confessional. It's like you do know there's no one here. Like you could tell the truth. It's okay.
Which I didn't. Like, no, yes, you did. We saw it on tape,
By the way, just for just a quick reminder, if you have a question that you want us to answer or address, a hot take, really anything, just put a question mark at the end, and we'll eventually get to it at some point in the podcast. Bitter thoughts.
Well, first off, I like Slucas is coming around to voting out the women finally. Thank you. No, dude, this episode, I was so giddy at the end. I thought this whole episode was great, and I thought I was going to get the carpet pulled out from underneath me, and then Ellie was going to get the idol plate on her, and then James was going to go home. I thought that was coming a mile away. And the fact that it didn't, this episode was great. I'm not going to say top 5 all time. I like to take time with when I do that, but definitely Modern Survivor,
I would
this
say
is the best
more
episode.
Okay, put it this way. It's the best merge episode probably since 36 with Chris Noble versus Dom. I'd say I can't think of one since that's been better because everyone forgets the. Really? Okay,
I think so too.
Is it better than the Millennials versus Gen X vote wasn't that good? Yeah, the Game Changers one wasn't very good. The HHH one wasn't very good. How about Co Wrong? Was Co Wrong
better than Co Wrong?
Okay,
this
31
is better than Co Wrong.
Maybe it is top 5.
31, 30. 29.
And just to think,
it's weird because it's what it does for the show is that it means more.
This is at least the best episode in the modern in the new era, right? Like,
that episode might be a stretch, but merge.
This is my favorite episode. I think it's since season 4. This is my favorite,
and it's all because of one man.
That is a 100% reasonable take, and I really can't argue against it. I mean, this and what it is it's because the episode's so important. It sets a tone. There's conflict, and no matter who you're rooting for, there's always someone you're going against someone. This cast is not like game botting their way and playing very safe and playing like a kind of like a Dwight game. How Dwight was saying to Cody, no, don't steal their machete because we like it's not smart. It's like they're just playing to make big moves and have fun, and that's how you want game bot casts to play. Because nowadays every single cast is going to be full of crazy super fans, so you at least want them to just play crazy and not like play game body and safe and very conservative. And I think this if you're gonna have a cast full of game bots, I feel like you can't really ask for much better than this. This is a fantastic episode, great storylines, and I think overall, you're right. This is probably one of, if not the best episodes in this new era. I think you can find better tribals, i.e. like the Survivor 41 merge, the Survivor 42 episode 3 fiasco, but I think the episode itself, you're right, probably one of the better episodes that we've seen in this new era. What do you guys
Survivor needed
think?
this a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jared, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
This was one of the best episodes, and like so far, like Cody, which is like kind of been like most talked about player, he wasn't really like on it that much, right? Like he didn't really get that much screen time on it. It was still one of the better episodes.
It's promising because it shows that we like obviously Cody is like your big character, but this season without Cody would still have much more than the past 2 seasons. It shows there's just something different about this season. It's a different feel. It's better casting.
It feels more like Survivor. That's what it feels like.
We actually feel, again, I don't want to stretch it and say it feels like a 39-day season, but it sure doesn't feel like these past 2 seasons at all. It feels totally different. And I think it's for the better. I obviously you guys are really happy about the the women going now. Is it 8-4? But for me, it's really just about the conflict.
It's not just because it's a woman. It's because it was Ellie.
I'm just like,
true.
Let's think about it. Like more women going out, season better. Like there's got to be a correlation there, right? Like,
we'll talk about that later as the season goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say correlation that doesn't mean causation. I'm taking AP stats, and that's the first thing they tell us. So yeah, no, but I suppose the biggest thing from this episode is Ellie going home and the way it happened. I think the way it happened was more important because it showed Gabler really just messing things up and actually playing like a middle school, like 20s of Survivor type of move where he just like, I don't like her. She's gonna go home now. I'm gonna ruin her game. You don't see that nowadays, and it was very promising to see. Very exciting. Sorry, I'm flustered because I don't know where to start. Okay, let's start with what I like at
there's so many good Carla jokes. First off, this episode.
My gosh!
Yeah, big time, big time.
Ryan,
literally right there, big time.
Touch your ass.
Do you guys want to start with before the challenge of the 2 groups of 6 or right at the challenge? Because I feel like it's either of those 2. Okay, cool.
Oh, we can just talk about quickly that it was just earn the merge. And they did basically where there's no 2 people sit out, just one.
I don't mind this. I don't mind it. I mean, I would prefer everyone to be vulnerable. Like I'd prefer just everyone be vulnerable. But if you're gonna do it like a certain way, I like this because it focuses it down and it does make it a bit more digestible. Where there's only 6 names floating around at max, so it's not like it's not 10 names throwing around.
7.
We still got like 4 names written down.
Right. And it, what I mean, if there was a positive, again, I'm not saying. I think it's the best idea ever. But I think that if you were to have a positive to that, it's that it does condense the game down where there's a bunch of people voting, but it condenses the amount of people swirling around. And it honestly makes it a lot easier to as far as the strategy goes, because it's just this person or this person. It's not like this person. It's not like how the game changers post merge was, or how like the 38 post merge was, where you're just like, who is with who? I don't understand. It does simplify it a bit. What do you guys think of the challenge itself? Do you guys like the fact that they just had Noelle like kind of bet on a team, or would you have preferred?
Yeah, they've done stuff like that. I'm fine with that.
I like that.
Yeah. Same.
I didn't want to waste time on Exile Island for something stupid.
Yep. And again, another thing is like there was no wasted time on advantages. Exile Island. In fact, I like how they did the advantages at start where they just laid it out with Owen in his confessional. They said this person has this. This person has this.
Everyone knows everyone's stuff already. Like,
I get it, but it's like the way they're doing it. If there was going to be a best case scenario, we got it.
Sure.
So,
they summed it up real quick.
I mean?
Yeah, get it out.
Yeah, they did, and they didn't waste all the time. Like, who has to beware of it? It was just like, okay, we know this person does, and that person does. But I still can't believe. I'm sorry, I'm just still recovering from that.
That was
Ellie
the show.
Got blindsided. That's crazy, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, y'all thought she was gonna win?
That's crazy.
No, I had her at 1 on purpose. I wanted this to happen to her.
Great.
I had her at 1 on accident. I should say. Go ahead.
Okay, not for this just shows how much knowledge of power is so OP in this game. The way the game's played nowadays, everyone knows where all the stuff is. It's like knowledge of power is only interesting if you really have to work to find out who has what.
Knowledge of power would be fun at like season 35. When like people were being like secretive and like the Ben bombs were happening. I feel like
had skill to find out he had an idol. Like, how did you figure that out?
Right. Exactly. Whereas in like with like for example, give like the Ben bombs, or like the Rick Devens bombs, I guess. Like at that point, if they figured out that he had the advantage, then it'd be impressive. But nowadays, it's like, I mean, she like literally they're like, oh, like she talked about beads, so now we know Cody has the like what? That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
If I'm
that's
a
I
big
hated
fan
that
of
part. That's why I'm so glad Ellie went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
I
like
like how
outside
Ellie's like,
here.
I'm so good at this game. It's like
I
anyone
think this
who
was
knew about the beads would have figured that out.
Yeah.
well.
You're not special.
that
What I
hard.
loved, what I loved is that like usually in a merge episode, someone puny goes out. They usually just boot out like someone who kind of gets picked off. But in
Like a
this
Geo,
episode,
he's really
they right or like I think like Haley from 34, where it's just like, who are you? But with this one, they went for the
Whoa.
juggler immediately, and that's how I could just feel that this cast is going to be a blindside after blindside, and not like one of these like probes in like the promos saying, and then there was a strenuous string of blindsides, and it's like Haley blindside, Sierra Dawn Thomas goes home. Like, no, these are real blindsides where people are actually shocked and big players are going out. Nowadays, we only really see stretches of this at best. Like, for example, in 42, where it was like high to Omar was all big blindsides, but this feels like it's going to be blindside after blindside, and definitely aggressive play with conflict. Go ahead.
How did the votes break down? So they're saying Captain Cold said Owen voted for James, so Sammy voted Ellie, definitely, right?
Yeah. Owen
Sammy
got a
Sammy
vote as
voted for
well. Like
Owen got a vote
someone
probably
voted for him.
Do you think the Coco tribe was just confused? Probably.
Yeah, because
I could see Ryan definitely
because
doing a
like
rogue.
the first four votes
So
were like Owen,
think
Cassidy,
about it.
James, right?
Well, remember so the plan was to split the votes on Cassidy and James. So the 2 votes on Cassidy and James have to be Ellie and Janine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Who
then
was the
from
Owen
there,
vote then?
and then hold on, and then Ryan was probably the Owen vote, and then everybody else voted for Ellie. It works perfectly.
W.
Okay, good,
W.
awesome.
Someone voted for
See,
Cassidy.
like
But
the fact that I can like recall who voted for who just based on that just shows like it's not like 34 or 38 where you're like, what just happened, or like 40. I
Carla
remember
voted Owen.
what was it? Carla voted
we all-
Owen. Okay, so then Carla voted Owen, and
Yeah,
then
she's Coco. She
Ryan.
probably had no idea what was going on.
Well, yeah, because Ryan had been in the combo where they called out voting out Ellie, so
That
it makes
was
sense.
great though. Ryan,
Yes,
just like Ryan had to underrate it because Gabler was such a Chad wild card. Gabler
Yep.
wasn't. I mean, Ryan wasn't a Chad, but he was a wild card. Where
he definitely
stated-
was.
First off, is we're final 7, just a bunch of randos.
That was pretty funny. I like that. Hey,
Hilarious.
we get the final
Like,
7 right here.
NPCs were like, "Who are you?"
Also, Carla
actually
feeling right at
crazy.
home when she's eating. That was the most.
Dude, I was
amazing
surprised that the food wasn't gone. I thought they were gonna like all
Dude,
walk.
she
like,
looks so happy.
Bro, yeah, I thought like she was gonna walk past the table and then all be gone like a magician or something like that. Be like, whoa, what happened?
What happened to her hurt hand? As soon as she started eating, you didn't hear about the hurt
A
hand anymore.
magician.
My
no
head
way.
gave-
The hand,
Abracadabra. Okay, anyways.
dude. Also, her
All right.
holding her hand up the whole time, it was bleeding. It's like, oh my god, just get over it. And then
Like,
Ryan
it
happened to
didn't
like,
even look that bad. Like I
Ryan
thought
had
like she
it-
like seriously hurt it for a second because she was making it a big
Today,
deal. Like
well,
it wasn't that
well,
bad.
no, that's the thing. Today, I smacked my hand against the wall, and it looked just like her cut.
yeah,
and
that's all it was.
And I it was fine. I put a band-aid on it like a big boy, and that's it. I got over it. She's over here like
Carla just
shaking
put
her
some
hand.
food on it, and it was fine.
Lick it
sandwich.
off.
But Ryan
Funny,
happened
wrap
to.
it
You
around.
gotta give a shout out to Ryan fighting the laws of gravity to get Carla up that wall.
Dude, everything, bro. I know he was hurting. Like he like had to go all the way.
He
That
had,
was so
he
funny.
had to like shove her ass.
They had
all
like
the way
no,
up there.
like so he like got down.
Yo,
and, like,
I
they
thought-
got 2 people to shove her.
I thought Ryan was gonna get me too, because he got a full hand on Carla's ass. That was horrible.
Yeah, just Ryan just has to say he's gay, and it's fine.
Yeah, right. And then everything's good. Okay, after the
But-
challenge, we go ahead.
Okay, so still with Ryan being the wild card. Okay, so after the 7th thing, then he gets told randomly that I thought Ryan was gonna mess this up when they told him Ellie was the vote, the target now, and then
Yep.
he goes to Coco. And I thought he's gonna tell everyone the whole, like he's gonna ruin this Ellie thing. Then he makes a random lie about Ellie targeting Cassidy and Carla, didn't he?
Yeah, something
No,
like
that was true. They were gonna split the votes on who was it? James and Cassidy. So
Yeah.
he was like half right.
Did he say James and Cassidy? Okay, I thought he said.
I
Carla,
think he
maybe.
probably
It was
said James and Cassidy.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought he
so
was
then-
just
yeah,
lying
so
out his
he's-
ass just to
he
get more
was just
target
full
on
right.
Ellie.
No. But I mean,
Well,
he was
never
right.
mind.
Still got
It's
a
not
target
as much as the
on him.
wild
I
cards.
just
but
loved how it all came together, and everyone started to realize Ellie is the person causing all this drama, and we were literally shown that Ellie did in fact try to scheme up all this drama. So it just felt right. It felt like she deserved to go home here, which is the best feeling. Because nowadays I feel like it's always like, nope, this person was just not in the right place at the right time, or did not find their beads to get the viewer advantage. That's why they go home. Oh my gosh, like I feel like it felt nice to see someone just play like way too aggressive and get punished for it in a fun way. It felt like that middle school Survivor, which I loved about this episode. Okay, can we talk just specifically about Gabler? Like, so
How
let's
much
just
of a
start
chat he
with
is?
like,
okay, let's start with, was it a good strategy just to come right out and say Ellie?
Probably not.
I don't think it was.
I think it was.
I think you do this at 9 or 8. Doing this early, your whole tribe's gonna get decimated now. There's no way.
You got to look at it from the position of where Gabler is in this whole dynamic. He
I
has
get
no
it, but
power.
they're not blindsiding him or
No,
Sammy
no.
anytime soon.
Think about it like this. All
Yeah,
right. Gabler wanted Ellie to go, so it was good because Ellie went. Like what Gabler wanted happened. You know what I'm saying? So
But
it was
what
good
Gabler
strategy.
wanted
he
smart.
knows she was targeting him, and she was targeting
Yeah.
him on that tribe.
And
So
we know
she
that she's
has the
probably going to
least
throw him under
trust
the
in him.
bus, right?
So he's the
Right.
5 in her whole, and giving Ellie the control of this whole dynamic of the who goes home. He's taking that away from her. And now he had control. He was the reason she went home. He was the domino effect. And I don't think anyone comes out saying, "Oh, Gabler, the mastermind." No one's going to look at him now saying, "Oh, we got to worry about Gabler." They just think this guy's like, "Oh, he didn't like Ellie, and he took out Ellie." That's a straight up honest play.
So like, this is honestly good for
from-
Sammy. I know he didn't want this to happen, but like, I think this is also a good thing for Sammy as well. Since she, I mean,
Oh,
like, I know
definitely.
Great for
I think
Sammy.
this works
Yeah.
perfectly fine with Sammy because he can make inroads. The reason I think it was too early for Gabler is because Gabler is expendable at this point. He's not the one with the allies. Sammy is the one with the allies. On top of that, although I think you're right, Bitter, I think people are just going to see this as, oh, they had beef and Gabler, took her out and that's it. I think it's never good to have this much publicity on your name at final 13. You still have 10 rounds to go. It is a bit early. I think if you do this 3 or 4 rounds down the road and then try and ride out the last 4 rounds with Sammy and Owen, I think it works better. I'm not saying yes, exactly, maybe. And I feel like I'm not saying like for sure Gabler is gonna go home now. He ruined his whole game. I'm just saying
I don't see him
there
going
was
home next at all.
Oh no, of course not. I'm saying I think this could have been done a bit more efficiently, and I think obviously it ended up working out in the end anyway. But
yeah, he definitely stumbled through this. There is critiques. I'm not saying he played a mastermind. Like he kind of threw Sammy and Owen under the bus.
Gotta say, I think he handled that combo with Ellie fantastically. He didn't get aggressive, and he just shut her down.
Just said it what it was.
It was so funny to watch, dude. It was
this is like a therapist too. Like this is someone who gets paid to be good socially, and he just shut her down while also not like attacking her, not admitting a lie, and not making it seem like he wanted to blindside her while still convincing her that he was with her. It was just fantastic gameplay.
She got like a confession before that saying like I'm really good social or something like that, and then
just
like it was so funny to watch.
They've been setting up the whole time. She thinks she's a mastermind, and she's getting played the whole time.
They've been setting it up like, oh, like we're gonna show you that Gabler is kind of acting like a burger, but then we're gonna show you that Gabler knows he is and still knows what's going on enough to get Ellie out eventually, or I guess what he thought was Janine out eventually.
How about?
God.
Like, can I say something? Do you think Gabler does this if he wasn't immune?
Yes.
He has nothing to lose, I don't think. I think he's a man on a mission. He just knows he's a simple man. He knows Ellie no likey him, so he voted her out.
It was he got what he wanted to happen. It was good. It was good strategy because Gabler got what Gabler won. So
let's check this
Gabler
question out. Lucas says Reddit thinks Janine is playing a great game.
Whoa!
Thoughts on the way she
didn't save her ally that she's been sipping for this whole time.
I went with her having because there's no even before this episode she hasn't played a good game. She hasn't played a good game since the beginning of the game. She's never once played a good game this entire season.
Dude, she's also looking like a troll out there. Am I right? Like a little
god.
Every time she's grinning, she's like super frail. Like I don't know how she lost that much weight in 14 days. And then she's like smiling, the biggest grin. Her head's bigger than her whole body. She's like a goblin out there.
She looks like a bobblehead. Yeah, it was like, whoa. And she was on the food reward too, right? Yeah, she was.
This person says 12-player merge in an 18-player season. Do you like it or not? I believe this was a 13-player merge. Was I
Well,
wrong?
it wasn't technically in the merge because
I'm
Oh,
gonna say
I
earn
see,
the.
I
I'm gonna say
see.
earn the merge is merge. I'm gonna call it. I don't
I'm
care.
gonna call the
I
merge
would say
too.
earn
So it's a
the merge is
13
merge. So here's how I look at it. I say earn the merge is just the merge, but like 7 people have
with extra steps.
right. It's
Yeah.
just no. It's just 6 extra immunity necklaces. I feel like that's just it. It's just more people have immunity.
Everyone
I
votes. Everyone in the game votes, and then
Right,
it's
and
not like
I
the
think
next
that's
tribal.
what
They go
counts.
back to individual tribes. So it's
Though
merge.
I do think that this was Survivor history because I don't think there's ever been a merge where it was the 6th person voted out, right?
No, definitely not. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, it was
That's
kind of
very
weird
impressive.
actually hearing like 6th person voted out, and it was like the merge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, it's
usually it's 7 or
8th.
it's usually 7th or 8th. Yeah, maybe
I
even
was
9th.
actually
And
like, wait,
then
what? For a second, and I was like,
I
oh
mean,
yeah,
in the old school days, it was like 10th. It's crazy.
yeah.
I mean,
but
merging early is not necessarily a bad thing. You
I
get
don't.
those bonds early
Yeah.
on, then you go right to free for all.
if you're gonna do
It's
no
just
swaps, then yeah,
merge
it's
early.
better.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you swap, I think you have to give at least
Yeah,
3
no, I
or
agree
4
with. I
rounds.
agree with that. Yeah.
You know. Person says, what do y'all think the advantage
I
under
think
the shelter will be?
I think it's gonna be like that Rick Devens thing from 38. Remember that where it was
What
like
is it?
above. Remember it was I forgot what it was, but like he found something. He found an advantage in it. He found something in a challenge, I think, and then he had to like climb the shelter on the top or whatever to get
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And I think it's basically just that. Like I think someone's gonna find something, and then they're gonna tell people, and word's just gonna spread, and everyone's gonna know about it.
What advantage? I think this person's asking.
Oh,
Do you feel like
What if the advantage
probably
is
steal
another
a vote.
shelter?
Whoa,
wait? What?
A
Say it
shelter
again.
That's
under a
game-changing.
shelter under a shelter.
Bruh, steal a shelter advantage.
I'm gonna say steal a vote. I'm not steal a vote, extra vote. I don't think it's
I'm gonna say
extra
extra vote.
season.
I'm
But is
tired
that
of
really
extra
worth?
votes. Is anyone else tired of extra votes?
I don't
mind
him.
them. I
They're
don't
so
mind
lame.
them.
I'm. They're.
I
don't
prefer
care.
steal votes. I prefer steal
steal
votes
vote.
because it's more of an outward thing. But I think if you're gonna have one, you shouldn't have the other. I think that's just.
Do you think that does someone have a steal vote though?
There's no extra votes in the game at this point.
Janine
and
has
I
a
don't.
steal a vote, right?
Yes.
Wait,
No.
what's she?
No.
No, I know
Noel.
someone has a steal a vote. Yeah,
Noel. Yep.
And then
This
sounds
person. This isn't a question, but I just don't know. This person says, "I'm pissed."
I was the exact
Gabler
opposite.
pisses me off.
I'm the exact opposite of that, right? I don't know what to say.
Yeah, let's just Gabler gets the last.
I was
piss,
smiling. I was smiling like from ear to ear once like sorry, not the Janine, the Ellie vote started. Like I was like, oh, it's finally happening. Like this is what I look like my profile picture right here. I was crying and stuff. I was on the floor. I was.
Wait,
like,
you're a terrible quarterback this year?
Yeah, I am. But I mean, yeah, I wanted to give like a post game interview, like, oh, crazy this season, but Gabler MVP season, it's happening.
Yeah, Ellie is the Russell Wilson of this Survivor season.
Why she's fake?
It's crazy. Like everyone, she's all hyped up, and then she got to the merge and didn't do anything. That's crazy.
Like
this person says, "What do you guys think of Cody and Sammy not receiving votes and being the only vulnerable persons to not receive votes?" There we go.
It's not easy being a
are.
Chad, Nathan. They just happen to be them.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that out of these 6 people, the 2 people who didn't get votes were our 2 biggest characters, arguably of this new era. So that's like really, really cool for me.
I don't know. Gabler is starting to make a case for himself.
No,
yes, he is, bro.
Player.
Dude, Gabler is the only reason why
Gabler's a fun player.
Does Gabler lose his idol after this? Does this count as a tribal?
Yes.
Yeah, he loses.
Then why did he play it for like Sammy or something, one of his allies?
Maybe he just wants to give it to his daughter or something.
It's just attention.
I guess, but there's always a risk. Like things backfire. I would have played it.
I guess.
Right, but
it's to be fair, it's Gabler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
that's what I'm saying. Gabler's just like
he knows it's not on him.
Sammy, my friend. I play idol on him. He's my friend.
I get it, but like if people don't really know about it and you don't need to play it, there's no need to just put like a bunch of attention on you. I get that it wouldn't be that much, but it's just like it's not worth it.
40 chess. Gabler plays the idol on Ellie.
He goes home.
Dude, no.
You know what? I actually thought about that for the first time. Like, what if Gabler like thinks that the person who he plays idol on goes home?
Personally, I don't see why Janine did not play the idol on Ellie. I thought that was pretty crazy.
Again, Sky.
She's a worse Leanna. She's a terrible sidekick.
Leanna. And then
what I say?
You said Leanna. Yeah. Scott. Just keep in mind the show is gonna edit the show to make it look like the people who went home were always gonna go home, so we
No,
know.
that doesn't
But
I
happen.
mean,
Spencer,
she
stop
was
lying.
always gonna go home. She got voted out.
well, no, she wasn't always gonna go home. The vote switches every 5 minutes, as you saw on the island. The
I mean,
point that
I
I'm
know,
making,
but like with
the,
everything that's
oh,
so
hold on,
crazy
hold on,
happening.
hold on. So the point that I'm making is that although it may seem like, oh, it was obvious, like obviously people played the idol, I don't think it was as obvious as we were led to
No, I
believe.
think it was
I still
obvious.
wasn't.
Ellie definitely seemed nervous the whole time.
Yeah.
No, I get it,
think,
but like that happens every merge vote. Someone feels
I
nervous.
know,
and
but
says,
I think,
know, but,
I think
like,
you got to give
okay,
a little bit though. That there was
think about it
definitely
like
hints
this.
to play it this episode.
Think about it like this. All right, you know for a fact that like your ally is probably going to get votes. There's only 6 people that can be voted out.
Yeah, only
You know
6.
that Sammy and Cody aren't probably going to. They probably knew that like no one really ever talked about them. So that's what like that's 4 people left. I don't know. Also, I want to say it was really funny watching James like totally freak out, like jump out of his seat and stuff. Like when he got like 2 votes, like
Yeah,
he
he's
just
like,
couldn't handle.
I laid on
Dude,
my ass
Yeah.
for nothing.
Dude, during the challenge, his pants started to fall off while he was. I saw it happen. I was like,
Thank goodness Ryan
again.
wasn't helping him up the thing with his
Yeah.
hand.
Sky,
His
yeah,
pants started
Sky
falling
was
off.
like celebrating. He's like, yes.
It's happened again.
Anyways, somebody said Sammy and Cody, friends or foes?
Friends, I guess.
I'll be honest. Sammy is a bit of a psychopath, and that's why he's a great Survivor player. I don't think
How come is he a psychopath?
you can just tell, dude. He has no.
Bro, the way he
sympathy for
said
anybody.
she has to go now, like he said it like a robot, dude. He was
Dude,
like,
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
robot. I mean, he's not a psychopath. He's a game. I don't
He's
care
a
who I
gamer.
think I'm winning this game.
like his confessionals feel like Big Brother, like you know what I'm saying? I don't know what.
Yeah, because that's the 19 in him. That's the 19-year-old in him.
Yeah, he's like she has to go now. Like it doesn't sound like he's actually talking. You know, what I'm
Sounds
saying?
like almost, yeah. I was gonna say it like I'm obviously I'm not actually like I don't actually mean this, but it feels a little stage. I'm not gonna lie, like his kids like they're like, and then she has to go. Like he's very like
That's his like him getting called in
Yeah.
class to read from the text, and he is like, I'm gonna try my best not to say anything wrong.
Mary had a little lamb. Okay,
Very good, Sammy. Okay, moving on.
Somebody says, where does Cody go from here?
To the top, baby. Like that. That's I don't know.
I agree.
Oh
To the
my
top.
God. To the
Cloud
I mean,
nine.
okay,
Mile
so
high.
everyone found out he had an idol. I don't know if everyone did, but at least Baca
Ellie
found out
and
he had an
Janine
idol.
did, and Ellie's
Coco might
gone.
not know. So
Yeah, I don't think Coco.
and then
I think
no,
just
and
Janine
then
does.
they try to save him, even though they found out he had an idol. That's weird.
Yeah, well, it's because they wanted to group up with Vessi because they helped him in the
It
challenge. or
seems like his
whatever.
charm is working. Like people like
I think
him.
I do. Yeah, I agree. I think they take him off as like a surfer, bro. He's not a threat. Even
What
with
isn't
an
even
idol.
like that. Like people just like Cody.
No,
Like
yeah, I don't mean
they
like a threat.
genuinely
Like they treat Xander as not a threat. I mean,
I
like
see.
he's too lovable, almost.
Yeah, like Cody.
Gotcha.
No, we
Okay.
can't do that
Okay, cool. Yeah,
because
I
they
can
tried to.
definitely
Who tried to
get
target
behind
him originally? Like put the decoy votes in them because they
Well,
still
it
didn't even
was
vote for him.
Cassie was
Ellie.
really the only one. No, Cassie kind of was going for it too.
Yeah, but that's Cassie.
Right.
She doesn't.
Well,
count as a
Ellie.
being.
No. You know what this is? Ellie went to Cassie and
Yeah.
faked that she wanted to go for Cody, and Cassie was on board and said,
Oh yeah, and then
I'm
Ryan
down
eventually
with
told
it.
them that Ellie wants. Yeah, and that's
Right.
what she, okay.
Little Smurfy says, do you guys think James will be a big player and use both Cassie and Carla as meat shields against
think
giant meat shield?
I think
right
he'll
there?
be. I think he'll be a
James
big
and
player,
Carla
as in he's fat.
Working as a meat shield. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be the biggest shit. But like I said, I think James will be a big player in the sense that he's fat. But I don't see him winning many challenges, so I can't really see that unless the challenge is like a food eating competition. Which even with that, Carlo wins. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I hope they do a gross food. I know Carla would win that like 100%.
For Carla, there's no such thing as gross food.
on that. She'd just gobble that up. You know what I'm saying? Like no regard.
James just
for
looks at
life
her
at
really
all.
sadly,
Oh my
like, man, that
gosh.
could have been me. It's never fun to be the second
This-
fattest person.
This
I know.
person says, which player's been voted out that you could see them bringing back? I mean, I think
No
Ellie is
one.
literally the only person that I
yeah.
could even see for a second.
Ellie is not even a good player. So
No. Well, she's definitely a player that could have potential with a less base cast.
I guess we'll
think
never know.
this cast was just like too based for her. If
Yeah,
she was
really?
on like 41 with a bunch of like just like
Yeah, I guess
like
you're right.
soy boys, you know what I mean? Like on like a Shan cast type of season, I think she does much better.
So
I think
is
the
Owen like
casting-
officially a Chad now since he voted for Ellie?
Go ahead, Bitter.
I think casting wanted Ellie to be like the Kim Spradlin of this season. I really do.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
probably.
saw like glimpses of it in this episode, and then I would see her mess up and Gabler come in, and then I was like, it doesn't feel like we're gonna be seeing this for like 10 more episodes. So
Right.
that's why I was pretty confident that Ellie was going home essentially by the time Tribal started. This person says, not that person. This person says, do you think Gabler is still a GOAT after
He's
this Tribal?
the GOAT.
He's
not
a
just,
GOAT in many
he's-
ways.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. Okay,
Like,
he's not just.
this is why I'm
a-
fine with his strategy, is because he was such a GOAT as in a final 3-0 vote finalist that he had to do something crazy to even get on the radar being, wait, what? Gabler can play the game at all? So I'm fine with him doing stuff
he
like
played
this.
it pretty slop. It was just so funny. Like, he's the one reason why all that stuff went like to you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had not said anything, it probably would have been like a boring like Cassidy or James vote. But because Gabler stepped in, it's like, no, I will not allow this to happen. I will not allow this to be a boring episode.
Awesome stuff. And it's a testament to the casting. Like, you don't need to just cast people who are great at the game, because yes, that's fun to watch, but having someone to just ruin things, like an Abby
Yes.
Maria or a Gabler, or who else is someone who you like have to like play around, like a
Keith
coach,
Nail, just people who aren't fully
a
aware.
Keith Nail, a coach, like someone like that who's not necessarily the best, a Debbie. These people who aren't like the best players, but they're great roadblocks.
What do you mean?
Never going to actually win.
Debbie's a game changer, bro. What you
Like,
talking
they're
about?
never going to actually win, but they're basically just a roadblock for everyone else, and whoever can manage them the best will
They're the
have
monster,
a
if
good
you will.
shot.
They're the obstacle.
And
Players
I
who play,
think-
you need players who play off emotion, not strategy. You need to mix them in with the strategist.
Well,
exactly.
Players that play off emotion are like, in a certain way, because like if you get Liana's on the scene, you don't want that. But I mean,
emotion as in like, I don't like you. You're not nice to me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and now
make
it was
your
like
whole
this-
purpose in this game to take you out.
it was so funny. Like, do you think Sammy like still wants the team again? Because he was like, Gabler's a freaking idiot or whatever. Remember after that?
Yeah, but he didn't
like,
say it's a game. I don't think he handled it very well.
I think
Because he kept going back with Owen.
That's supposed to be like the arc. Is like, he's just like, Gabler, you're an idiot, but he drags Gabler.
Then
through
he's
the
like,
game
wait,
because he's an idiot.
Gabler, you're actually smart. Ellie needs to go right now, or whatever he said in his confession.
It's the perfect dynamic. Real quick, is that Ellie treated a player like Gabler like the incorrect way. That's not how you treat someone like Gabler.
Right.
Sammy treated him correctly. Yes, he's the way he is, but that you can use that to your advantage. I was worried for Sammy in this episode. I'm like, oh, this might be his first flaw, is when Gabler kind of threw him under the bus a little bit. But he didn't panic. He didn't start saying stupid stuff. He was like, okay, Ellie's got to go. And then my problems are solved.
Literally, he played it perfect. The only thing he maybe shouldn't have done is said he's a dumbass to Owen's face, because I'm sure that might come back later and Owen be like, he called you a dumbass.
Yeah, but Owen also calls him a dumbass. So
I get it. But like,
everyone probably called Gabler a dumbass at one point.
I'm sure. I think at this point, I'd like, if we're talking about like the returning seasons, Probes had said on Twitter that most of the returning seasons in the future will feature players post 41, and I get what he's saying now. I mean, these three casts are stacked for like, as far as top heavy, like these casts have a lot of people who need to come back, and for me, especially on this cast, I'm looking at Gabler as a perfect return a year on any season.
Yeah, he's your Keith now.
Like, at this point,
he probably gets voted in on the second chance, right?
Well, no, exactly. And I'm saying I'd probably take a Gabler return over a Cody or a Sammy return at this point, because Gabler's is more reproducible. Cody's cool and Sammy's a fun strategist, but Gabler is a fun character.
Well, this is the thing.
Foremost.
I think Gabler, as a returnee, has two routes. I think he's either like a super, like first, second, early boot. You know what I'm saying? Because they all know what's going to happen.
Or he's like,
or he goes super far.
Keith Nail was the second time, or Abby Maria was the second time, where they basically just do the same thing again and be fun to watch again.
The only
I agree with Spencer on that.
The only bad thing about like these 41, like all they're gonna have a return is like it gives like a lot of people from like 36 to 39 are like probably would have came back.
I get it.
I think you got to add a few of those last,
like Dominic. You know what I'm saying? Or
why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
like, you were 39, so like
well, no, I'm just saying like other people less known that I kind of wanted to see, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
like obviously Dom, Devins, Chrissy,
Devins, Chrissy,
like
Christian probably from 37
Missy,
unless he
maybe
has stuff going
from
on.
39. Missy was also pretty fun.
Probably
to
even
watch.
Chris
There's
Underwood, so people can actually know
Yeah,
him.
I
What he does
really
on
want to
the
see
show.
Chris Underwood return. That's one of the players I want to see.
that. Yes. I mean,
They're
like,
probably not
all-
going to have a lot of people from 39 come back. Just
all
'cause
of these
the...
combined to me were all things that I was really happy to probably see them come back. Now, if I had to pick between that group of people or like your I'm trying to think, Shan, Hai, Jonathan, Drea, Cody,
I like Jonathan to come back.
hold on. Yeah, Cody, Gabler, Sammy. I'd pick this group. To me personally, as much as this new era is ass, I think these people have risen above their era and made great TV.
I was saying
I don't know about all
I don't know about
that.
this. Look, I'm saying this feels like very like a whole different show compared to 41 and 40.
No, I get it, but it's not these people's fault. And those people
I know it's
from
not like
some of them it is.
Some of them it is their fault.
Well, hold on. But those people from 36 through 39, you have to admit they're not going to change the feeling of this new era. They're going to become a part of this new era.
I mean, maybe look, the thing was I was saying, right?
Yeah, they would bring. Yeah,
I thought
right,
Survivor 43 was
Exactly.
going to be like Survivor 41 Part 3. I kept saying like Survivor 41 Part 2 is season 42, and Survivor 43 is going to be Survivor 41 Part 3. No, this is like 41, 42. That was a package right there. But this is different. This right here, this is a good like it's crazy to be excited about Survivor. This is great. Like this is awesome.
I know.
I
feels awesome.
I kind of want the opposite though. I want the old era to embrace some of these new characters, not the other way around.
What do you mean?
But we can't go back to the old era. That's the thing. We can only.
I want 39 Day Survivor with these characters, or
no, I get it, but it's probably not going to happen. So we'd rather those old characters come in, put their good characterness, I guess, on this new era instead of trying to teleport back to a time that we'll never get back to. Sadly, Lucas says thoughts on Carla maybe teaming up with the remaining girls post merge. Her and Janine have the idols.
She's a girl.
Better hurry up. She's running out of girls to team up with post merge.
Right. Yeah. What? How many are left? How many? Like
4. It's 4 to 8.
Too many. Too many.
If you ask.
So at this point. At this point, if we assume that there's going to be at least one woman at Final Tribal, that's 3 people on the jury that are female.
It's actually 3 women because Carla's an it. I think I don't.
Carla is 2 women.
Yeah, it's actually 5.
Oh, sorry, it's been 5. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, it's Carla, Noelle, Cassidy.
This is a great time for this question. Someone says, no, sorry.
I hope she does. I hope she does listen to this podcast.
Hold on, Sky, for our audio listeners. Lucas says, "What if Carla listens to the podcast?"
I hope she does, because this is going to give her the encouragement to go to the gym or something like that. I don't know. Anything.
Sky. She does. I agree. She does listen to it, but she's eating when she listens, so she can't hear over the crunching. So she doesn't actually know we don't like her.
She can't hear over the.
She's actually very big Survivor Spencer fan
of Carla.
Somebody said, "Who you guys think is going to be in the final 3?"
Sammy.
If I had to make a pick off the top of my head, Gabler's a lock. I feel like at this point, just as a GOAT. Okay, I'll go just my gut. Gabler, Sammy, somebody else, like anybody else. At this point,
I mean, I'm going to be very obvious and basic with like Sammy, Gabler, and Owen.
That's pretty believable. The issue is we've never seen 3 people from the same tribe. I think at that end.
Hey, new era, bro.
In this new era. It's a
wait. Has it
has
ever been a final 3 where all people from the same tribe?
Of course. Yeah.
They've given all 3 of them a decent amount of time, and they constantly talk.
Old school Survivor.
I'm saying final 3, not final 2. Final 3 where they're all from the same.
Final
tribe.
3 Survivors Samoa off the top of my head.
Survivor Samoa. Oh yeah, they were.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say.
Wait, Heroes versus Villains, Samoa. Wait. Yeah, Heroes vs. Villains and Samoa.
Villains Tribe. Yeah, no. Villains Tribe for Heroes vs. Villains. No,
okay, it doesn't happen too.
It actually happens a lot. It's definitely gonna happen.
But that's the thing though. It is not that time anymore. Let's move on to this. Do you guys think we'll get a Corinne Kaplan style confessional before the season ends?
What's that?
Oh, like okay. So I think what
saying something really awful about somebody else.
Yeah. So this cast
No.
has a lot of conflict, but. Are we gonna get one that's iconically harsh?
I want Sammy to say.
Out.
I want Sammy to say he hates Carla because she's fat. Like I hate her.
Yeah, that would never happen. That would actually happen back in season 17. Like Corin would have said something about Carla being like,
"You're gonna
Instead of-
die at the age of 45 because
fatty.
you're fat and obese. You bit no, something like
it's like,
that."
it's like, of course, Carla's a lesbian. There's too much of her to go around. She loves it herself.
God.
Oh my God.
Well, also
Oh my
because no
God.
man in his right mind would want that too. But you know,
That-
or
that-
female,
that
honestly.
also.
I'm surprised she has a
Would you
girlfriend.
guys want Devin to come back from HHH?
Yo, dude,
You know,
Devin's one of my
I
favorite
want-
newer characters from like the later ends of the 40s.
I want what's his name
30s.
from like the fifth boot of HHH. What was his name?
Fifth
Who is-
boot. Is it the redhead?
He was
guy?
like the crazy dude that got someone to strip or something like that.
Oh, was it
Fifth boot of HHH.
Alan?
The
Was it Alan?
redhead.
Alan
Or
Ball.
the
I
football
want
player?
Alan Ball. to
Alan
come
Ball,
back.
football player.
Oh, the football
Yeah,
player.
I want Alan Ball to come back. He was.
I
I
was
love
awesome.
the tribal that he went home where like Joe Mena like goes all Joe Mena and like plays the idol and says like I read your face, baby girl to Ashley.
Bro, no, but like
I
Alan
love
Ball,
that
like
tribal.
is a game changer. He got someone to strip, like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'd bring Alan Ball.
When?
But Alan Ball is kind of like Gabler. Like he's gonna be
He got
the, same way
the
every season.
firefighter JP to strip. He was like, "I want to take your clothes off right now, like to make sure it doesn't." I don't need like he did it. He got
I mean, I
naked and he just,
guess,
like, looked
but
at
we
him.
just didn't get enough. I think that's way too much of a
Don't
risk.
you bring back
for
Alan
a
Ball?
dud.
He makes Gabler strip. That's good television.
That'd be a W
Wow.
TV moment right there.
I don't know what's going on in
I'd
your
watch
dreams,
that.
but
If I'm a
okay.
producer, I'm greenlighting this right now.
Frame by Frame says, I found it crazy that Carla hurt her hand and Jeff didn't ask if she was okay. What do you guys?
Yeah, I think Jeff
I
has
think
finally
Jeff-
gotten the feedback that people like when he's not a softie on them and
Yeah,
challenges.
he actually said Jeff
Yeah.
was like, "Carla's had a terrible time," something like that in the show. I was like, "You know,
Yeah, he's like, Carla is absolutely losing. L, hold it.
Like,
there."
remember that one girl in Philippines? He
That's
just kept dogging
crazy.
on the entire challenge. What was her name? Remember that one challenge? He kept like he kept saying,
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
was
"Please
it
go
terrible."
to girl."
Yeah,
was it
that
the
one
cookies
girl.
girl? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
well,
No. It was
no. It was the
it was the white girl on the red tribe,
yeah the white girl on the red tribe.
on the same tribe as Jeff Kent.
Oh, not Dawson, right?
Yeah.
No, not Dawson.
Not not
was,
Dawson, but the other one. If
Katie?
someone in chat wants to help us out here, but let's get to more
Right,
questions.
someone saying Katie.
Lil Smurfy says, do you think yeah, Katie. He says, do you think Noelle will end up like Chad from Vanuatu?
I mean, she's already like
who-
Chad in the fact that she's
Lil
missing a
Smurfy
leg.
knows how I feel about anyone trying to come for Chad's one-legged throne. It's not gonna happen.
one-legged throne. It's like throne with
You don't
one leg.
need-
It's balanced.
It's like
it
a
stands.
chair.
It's balanced in the
Yeah,
middle.
no,
It takes a lot of
it's like
talent
chair,
to
but it
stand on
has
one
one leg on it.
It has prosthetic legs on it.
Also, back to Carla with the hand thing. It looks like she dropped her ice cream and she's just like holding her hand, like no.
What happened? I didn't see. Like, did the one of the boxes like fall on her hand? And, like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't see
sadly, it
either,
missed her
but I'm
face.
assuming that.
Why couldn't we assume
this
they
person
can cut into
says-
her way?
Okay, this question I'll answer for you guys. Thoughts on who's going out next episode? You'll just have to say two for our Power Ranking podcast on Sunday. Let's get to our
Boom.
LVP and MVP picks, and then we'll just get
This
out
one's
of here.
I'm just gonna give LVP.
LVP is Janine. It's gotta be
Janine,
Janine
right?
for me. Yeah,
MVP
her entire game has fallen apart. Her entire
Well, she
game.
still has an idol.
Yeah, that's it. That's all she has is an
But she
idol,
goes to
and
the
I don't-
everybody
now
else.
herself.
I don't care about gameplay or nothing. If Gabler is not the MVP of this episode, something
Gabler
is wrong with
just 'cause
society.
he got his way. He got his way, and his
I
game
was
isn't
gonna give
like
it to
completely
Sammy,
over at
but
this point.
fine. We'll give it to Gabler. You're right.
No. If Gabler has to be MVP, like it's be like a society moment, or so- like something's wrong with humanity if Gabler's not the MVP of this episode. I mean, he's the reason why like this episode wouldn't have been good probably if it wasn't for him. Like I don't know
Hold
what to
on.
say.
Hold on, pause. So
What?
before we head we go to your guys' universe. This person says, "Do you think Carla will threaten to sit on someone if she gets one?"
Why just pick one person? She gets sit on all of them.
To think about it, to go back now real quick, I did not like that Ellie was like, that's what happens when you trust Gabe. Like, shut up, you got voted out. He outplayed you. Okay, you like stop talking. Get
I
voted out.
did
You know what I'm
like
saying?
the little speech of like, well, this is where getting Gabler or trusting Gabler. Like I like.
I
the
was so
confidence.
Yeah,
pissed
I
off.
know.
I was low key pissed off because like, shut the hell up. You got voted out.
Hold on.
Gabler,
But that's
Gabler the
point, like,
goat
it-
outplayed you. You just got outplayed
right,
by
but-
Gabler.
Right, but it made you feel emotion, and I feel like in this new era, a big part of it is I just never felt
Right.
emotionally attached to anything.
You have been
It
outplayed.
always felt like a bunch of numbers, and we were just counting numbers. Okay, who's gonna go home? It feels like there's people here, like people that we actually care about, and that's the biggest difference.
I just wanted to know for the rest of her life that she was outplayed by Mike Gabler. So
I just want to pretend I'm a woke podcast right now. You know, it wasn't really nice when Ellie was gaslighting Gabler and thinking he's untrustworthy when we all know
they get mad at Gabler
that
for
he
something about like
was.
they get mad at
What do
Gabler
you
for like
what
he
do you
doesn't-
guys think
he
is
doesn't-
hold on? Okay, let's okay. I have an idea, and I think the viewers will like this. Let's all pretend that we're our hap, or I don't want to slander the specialist, but
I
like
don't
kind of the
want to
specialist
blow my brains
as
out
well. Okay, so we're
in
like an
Minecraft.
R hap podcast, and we're all like soy boys, guys. Oh my god, this horrible trend that has been continuing. It has.
Oh
to
my
stop.
god, that is how
Survivor has
how many
claimed
females
another
been voted
woman.
at? How many females been voted at this point?
Survivor
how
has
many females?
claimed
This
another
was
woman.
not powerful. I can't speak for all black and other minorities of random colors of nations, but if I could, I'm sure they would give me the white man's power to say this ain't all right, Survivor. This ain't all right.
It's five women. No, this is not okay, guy. I don't know. And
It's powerful.
his 5
And
This
cut.
is not
And
powerful,
cut. That
guys.
was absolutely fantastic, guys. It's a great way to end. Sky, what's going on there in the Skylander universe?
Nothing right now, but on my Survivor channel, which just I think surpassed 100 subscribers a couple days ago. So thanks for that.
Ooh.
I will be uploading a video on this. The reason why I haven't uploaded any videos on the channel is this is literally the reason why. It's because Modern Warfare 2 hasn't released yet, so I don't have any gameplay to put on the background that's like new.
Okay,
but
Kyler Murray.
I'm like Kyler Murray. My stats are about to go down, like grades and stuff about to go down because of Call of Duty. But
Your stats.
my real life stats, my grades are going down. Yes, because of Call of Duty. But yeah,
Good.
gameplay. I'm gonna get the gameplay and I'll be able to upload a video like why I want to kiss Mike Gabler or something like that on the lips.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Bitter, what's going on there in the Bitter universe? Can we expect a video soon?
Right now, I am traveling, so at most, I'm gonna try to make these podcasts, which is already hard to do right now. But that's what I'll be doing for the next probably 2 weeks. Is just being able to get on the podcast.
Well, listen, if you can make it on here, I feel like your viewers will appreciate because this is probably like 20 times more hours of content. Obviously, the quality is different, but at least they get to see you. If you're watching this right now, or if you are not watching this, I don't know how you would be watching this if you're not watching this, but you know, nowadays you can be a man if you're a woman. So I don't know. But
can you?
If you are one of my viewers and you want to watch this in podcast form, these or the power rankings in podcast form on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcasts, any of the platforms, links in the description. As always, none of this happens that you guys were all just weird guys speaking into weird microphones. So that's what I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.